Just if I can ask you, sort of team news, have you picked up any more injuries? Anyone back?
Grant's back off the suspension, Grant Hall, and no more injuries. So I got a nice selection problem, which I've already solved. They're going to know today exactly what we're doing, but I'm looking forward to it. Absolutely, probably most excited I think I've ever been in any game, because this is a wonderful chance for us to deal with some issues. And the truth is, we'll either be in exactly the same place if we draw, we'll be much worse off, right, technically, and we could be feeling a lot better about ourselves, but it's about what we do on Saturday. So can't wait to see their reaction to what we've said and what we've done, and really looking forward to it. Honestly, truthfully, I just need the fans to feel that way as well and come along. We haven't given them much to cheer about at home, really. But I feel there's an upturn in that. What I've seen, how we've finished the last few home games particularly, I think if we can start that way and keep building some confidence, I think the fans would like what we're actually trying to do at the moment. You know, we ended that game Saturday well on top of a really good team. So it's about putting it all together, and what a great opportunity to have. I wish we had a few more weeks, but this one is here, and I can't wait to see what they do, because in a few more weeks they'll understand a little bit more what I want. And it's without the ball, really. We need to sort ourselves out without the ball. They're very good with it. Sometimes we're very good without it. Other times we're, what's that? So I want to recognise them the whole time, and it's all about adding what I want to what they were doing before, and that's the bit that is a challenge, and how quickly I've got to manage to do it. So we'll see. Lots of words have been said, lots of things are out there, and hopefully they're very visual, they'll get it and they'll take it on, because it's looking good out there, but they need to do that in the heat of the battle.
I think you talked about sort of senior heads and communication and Grant Hall's absence. So how much are you kind of considering that aspect now when you're picking your teams? How much is the talking count in your selection process almost?
Well, when you've got a chance, it's nice to pick some senior lads, and we haven't had that opportunity. I don't think the back three that we're supposed to be seeing on a regular basis, they haven't played together once yet this season, the lads who were brought in to play. So that's what is tough for anybody, you know. For me, it's all brand new, and I'm looking at them, who they are, what they are, and what I think they need to actually bring some confidence and consistency. And I think I'm seeing it day in, day out. What we've got to do is take that onto a pitch on a Saturday or Tuesday. So watch the young kids again the other evening. Got great facilities on YouTube to watch that, to sit there. We couldn't get up to Gillingham with the training that we did with the first team. It's making me proud. This club is really something that I'm very quickly bought into, and I love our DNA. We want to fight, we want to work, we want to do that, and we want to be able to do that on a Saturday with a lot more fans there, because it would really help. And I feel the lads are starting to deserve it, and I want them to feel that themselves, take that out onto that pitch on Saturday, and go about doing something now, you know. So, but sometimes you don't feel like a champion, do you? Sometimes you don't. And I've got to try and make them feel like champions even when it's gone wrong, because that next serve is vital if you look at it in the tennis way. Honestly, if you do, Mr. Federer was brave enough to hit a fantastic serve, not hit the net after a double fault. We've got to go out there on Saturday, take the good stuff, move forward, and learn the other stuff. And I can tell you, I'm delighted with what they're doing. So they need to take that on to the pitch on Saturday for the start of the game, and in the second half as well, and I'll be really excited.
You've made a lot of changes for the last two games. Can we expect you to pick teams quite often with the opposition in mind, or is some of that still kind of getting to know your squad and their capabilities?
It was getting to know my squad, but I need us to win, and I've told them if you win and win in the way that I want, then you're guaranteed a place as long as you're not injured. We haven't won yet, have we? So, played 2 league games, I've drawn 1 and lost 1. So, that ain't what I want, is it? So if we can win, it'll be a joy to pick the same team again, wasn't it? So I'm trying to look for who's working well, who's doing better. But I'm also looking at the strengths of the other team at the minute to give our lads an opportunity. But in an ideal world, I didn't have to change my teams that often. But this is not an ideal world these days. This division, you can get injured very easily, even on the sidelines, because you're allowed to throw people around and do all sorts of stuff, which is different. But it is what it is. We've got to compete in this level, and I'm really excited. Getting the information I've got and the videos I've watched on Morecambe. Wow, they're improving. They were really unlucky last week against Port Vale. So we've got a tough game on our hands, but they've let 17 goals in. We've only let 7. So what do you think I'm telling my lads? Do I want them to worry about what we're letting in, or are we going to focus on can we hurt them, can we get to them, can we do that? But also do your job in these defensive situations, because we let 2 set pieces in last week. So a lot of practice has gone in on that as well. But it's really important that we start on the front foot and the crowd are with us. It's important that my players do enough so that the crowd are excited about what they're doing. So that's my target, but I really could do with a little bit of help from our fans. And if you haven't been for a while, please come along. I think it'd be worth the money. It'd be a hell of a game. We'll be right up for it. And I think we can win.
You sort of hinted at it there. If you really kind of put some focus into the whole kind of psychological lift it can give you to not only get a win, but get a team and move that bit further away. At the bottom, I know you've got lots of games left, but does this feel like a game with a little bit extra something on it because of the positions at this point?
The truth is, it's 3 points, and every game's 3 points. But if you can take 3 points off of one of your... There's 3 teams down there in trouble, that's how I'm looking at it, and we're one of them. So if we can take 3 points off of one of the other ones and keep them away from us and actually move 6 points away from them, in an ideal world, I'd rip your arm off right now for that, right? Because it'll make the rest of it a lot easier. But that don't mean you've done it, does it? And vice versa. If you only draw, we're in exactly the same position we've been before. So I'm looking at above us and to see what we can do, because I'm learning about this level. Anybody can win any game at this level. And we've got to make sure that we're in with a chance of winning every single game. And we missed a couple of chances in that game last Saturday, and we could have won. And if we'd have won that game, how would we be talking now? And this is what it's all about. You have to talk in a way that's positive, no matter what happens to you, because you'll have a chance to turn that into a positive then, rather than a negative. And we've had so many of them. The club over the last few years, so many of them. I'm not caught in that, I'm not. I see my lads as exactly finished, polished, how I want them to be, sat on a shelf. And I'm going to do all I can, playing brilliant every week, winning every week. And I'm going to, if they're not doing it, I'm going to carry on polishing, because that's how I see them. That's how I want them to feel. And that will help them get on this winning streak that we need to get on. I don't want to talk about it yet, because we've got to do it. And that's the difficult bit. Changing that momentum, turning it around. Whatever we were doing before, however we felt about ourselves before, should be feeling different now. Let's not go back there. Let's drag ourselves out of this, and let's keep looking up and keep marching up. We haven't done it yet, but I feel there's a big difference. And the points need to start showing that. And that's all I can say. I can't wait for the challenge ahead of us. And I'm excited, because I believe this football club is moving in the right direction towards getting some of these wonderful young fellas in the team, to getting some brilliant talent. What about the goal we equalised with last week? Now, come on, that sums it up for me. That really does. We got that player in our midst there in a team that's losing, or he's not been playing. Don't make sense. So I got to try and help him without the ball to learn that he can play and we can do these things. So, and it's all about the team. So, wow, what an opportunity for me to have people like that in my. I got a centre forward who scored, is it 5 in 6 games? wow. He attacks the ball, he heads it for real. You know what I mean? When he heads it, he means it. And that's what we've got to do everywhere. And sometimes, defensively, we've not got it right. And sometimes in the shape that we play, it's very difficult to get that right when you've lost it. And I got to clarify that for him. And I also got to show him other ways to play in different ways. These are playing 4-3-3, which is very different to a 5. So we've got to be very careful that we know the difference and where we're going. And it's all, if they're not good at mathematics before, they will be after I've managed them, because that's where it is. Are we outnumbering them? Where are we? We should play it there. We should do that to get there. And they're getting it, you know. But what we have to do, without a shadow of a doubt, is do an awful lot more that I'm only just starting with them, which is the defensive structure of our team. Ain't good enough. It's not consistent enough, and we better sharpen up because we look weak sometimes. Not the defenders, the whole overall structure. And I can't wait to keep moving. And this gym is wonderful because I will be bringing them here on a weather like this and walking through what we did the other day. We've got I can see it, they're all there, and what we did, I can now show them what I believe is wrong with them, and I don't want to ever see that on a Saturday again. Because blow me down, they did it in training the other day. Like, and now I've got, whoa, let's see it. And it's all talk, and I'm good at talking. What I've got to do is be good at passing that over to a team who then go and do it in a situation where they have to be brave. There is no room for the faint-hearted on Saturday, absolutely. There is no room for disappointment if we let one in. There is no room for any failure in any body language anywhere. We need to be right at it and believe that we're strong enough to defeat their army of Morecambe people coming to us. That's what we need to do. And I'm totally and utterly determined and focused on getting our lads to feel that, because I totally believe it. Can't say any more than that.
And the last one for me, you talked a bit about kind of getting that structure right. Is that just a matter of kind of repetition on the training ground? Is that the primary thing?
Absolutely. Consistency, repetition. And then also encouraging them to be braver on the ball like they have been. Because when things are going wrong, people can hide easily. The way I want to play and how good they are with the ball, they should never hide. So I'm trying to polish that as well. And to be honest, I feel like I need a lot more than a cloth at the moment. But believe me, I am doing it as well as I can, as fast as I can, and I truly still believe in every single one of them. That's the fact. I love watching what we're trying to do throughout the whole club. And I love the training ground where we are and the people there. And this I am so lucky. I've been out for 4 years. It's an absolute joy. I feel like a kid in a sweet shop. So let's bring it on and let's see what happens, and then let's see what we got to do after that, because it never stops. Life never stops. Hopefully we'll hit the best serve we've hit all year, not into the net.
Lovely, good luck, thank you.
How's that? Yes. God, you're typing faster. I thought it was raining heavily.
You've spoken in recent weeks about wanting the players who haven't been chosen to show the right attitude. So do you feel like in the game so far you have been seeing the right responses?
Do you know what? I'm delighted with that. I think every sub that's come on has made a huge difference to help us. Nobody sulked, only Harry when he came off at MK Dons. And to be honest with you, if I've scored 5 in 5 or 5 in 6 and then 6 in 6, I'd probably feel a little bit, come on lads, sort your life out. But I had to remind him that, hang on a minute, you're on that defensive structure as well, so did you do your job? But, you know, in answer to your question, really, yes, I've been delighted with their response. And as long as they keep doing that, they'll have no trouble with me. Because I don't like it if they don't show me that they want to be the best them that I can make them, even if they're not picked. I still pay them if I don't pick them. They're on a contract, so their job is to shut up, come into work and try and please me, not the other way around. That's the way it is. And I'm not old-fashioned, that's the actual fact. You have to please me to get into my team.
And
You looked all shocked then. Mate, I'm trying to give you the example of it instead of just, oh, yes, I think they're doing very well. Do you know what I mean? I am trying to be as open as I can without causing havoc.
One thing we have seen from the team is when they've gone behind, they've responded incredibly well, even if they haven't necessarily started in the same way. Do you feel like there's a reason for that? Can you quantify why that might be?
Well, and why we get worse after we've scored as well. I've seen that twice. I think it's an overall lack of self-confidence in, not your own self, in what you're being asked to do. And I think what they're being asked to do is, I think, chalk and cheese from me taking over, because I am totally an attack-minded coach who knows how to defend as well. Because when I first started off, I was scared to lose, so I defended and defended. I got all my front players defending, and really, if we attack better, we can defend from those attacks, and that's where we're wrong at the minute. Honestly, we have an attack, they're down the other end nearly scoring. Whoa, hold on, that's why I know where the problems are. And it's very simple to work on. But they're having they've got a huge, they didn't expect this. They didn't expect to be where we are. I don't think anybody did when you look at the team shape and structure and names. I think everybody was on a high thinking, oh, well, you might have a good year this year. And then, we've been shocked 4-0 at home, and then we won 4-0. So it's been erratic, and what we need to do is try and be, and that might sound weird, coming from someone like me, but if you work with me, every single day you'll see exactly the same positivity, enthusiasm, encouragement, even when it's going wrong, that will make you live that way, and we'll have a chance then to improve ourselves and be very proud of that improvement. And what you have to be is also humble, like our club badge says, and our mottos. You've got to be industrious, you've got to work your socks off, which they all do, but I need to coordinate that work, because sometimes without the ball we look like we're not working together. They don't mean to, but they're in the wrong place, then they try and do something, and then that leads to other passes, and this level is brilliantly coached now, and that's the difference. People say that our coaches can't coach and all that. I'm telling you, our coaches are in these levels, and they're fantastic. It's a shame we got to choose somebody else from a different country to do it, but I'm telling you, our coaches are learning. We're getting better and better, in my opinion. I've seen a massive difference, and there's hardly any mistakes with all the analytical that everybody's got now. You change one of our corners, someone will know that, they'll do something to hurt, so you've got to be right at it and right on it. But the boys are picking up what I want, and we need to grasp it. Instead of just jog, we got to sprint. We got to pick it up and sprint, because we're the situation we're in. And I can't wait. I'm seeing every one of them, whether I pick them or whether I'm not, is doing exactly what I want, and I can't ask for any more than that. So, and then the young ones are pushing. I've gone out of my way to talk to them, and wow, some of their attitudes are completely insanely brilliant. And I won't stand in the way of that, even if we're needing victories and what, Honestly, I can't do that. So when January comes, we'll have a right good look, and I should know where I am and what we might need to do, and you might see some different things. But until then, every one of them's got a chance to impress the hell out of me with what I'm showing them and what I'm asking them to do. I haven't written any of them off yet. Not even Jeff, who left. He had a good situation to go, so it was really good, because I couldn't promise him anything. And he's a wonderful kid as well, so that's what life's all about. I'm absolutely loving every minute of this, and I hope if you are allowed to ever talk to any of them, they will give you that feeling back, even the ones I'm not picking, even the ones I pulled off.
Speaking of one of the younger players, we saw Jackson Brown get recalled from a very successful event start yesterday. There was a suggestion in the release that maybe he's impressed you to the point of might getting first team consideration. So what have you seen from him?
Well, he's smashed my run that I do. Probably got the fourth ever best time in the typical run that I get my team to do, so I know where they are. Absolutely. And he looked like he had more in him. the overall record could be. His enthusiasm is completely insane. He would run through that wall instead of opening the door if I asked him to. And there would be a big hole in it, and it would be Jackson's shape. Wow. Do you know what I mean? And that's what life's all about. How much you want it, how much you want to show it. And the only difficulty I got, which is what everybody else has told me, is where'd you play him? I don't really care. If I'm one of the lads in my group and I see him come back, I'm going to be, whoa, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute, he's going to try and take my place because he could play anywhere. But I need to, whoa, that's where you're going to play. That's what you're going to do. So when I get him back, when I work him in my shapes, and what a great asset that is to have in your midst. Someone who's going to rip their skin off to win for your club. And that's what he looks like. Rip your shirt. That's what he's like. Do you know what I mean? And what more do you need? You have to balance it with knowledge, calculated thoughts and talk and experience, and also the freshness and exuberance of fearless youth team who are desperate to do things. And I think he's one of them. I really do. Hopefully he'll prove me right. And he won't be sat on my bench, he'll be ripping into the team. And I'll have to say, sorry mate, he's playing. And that's what I need to do here. There needs to be changes, but they don't have to always be from outside, do they? Not always. And hopefully we'll get Ollie back soon. He's got everything that I would ever need in a bloke who's trying to lead people in there. He don't talk like I do though. Hopefully I'll teach him how to be, because he does it by example. Right? And that's what they're having quite a shock, because I say things and it's normally in a positive way no matter what. It might not be what you want to hear, but it will be in a positive way. So, and then we try and move on with your relationship then, rather than destroy it. And then, so it's all out there. So you know where you stand and you know what I'm expecting. Without the ball, the difference between what they were doing before and what I want them to do is glaringly obvious to me right now. I saw it in training, I saw it last week, and I saw it, and now I can show them, we don't do that then. And then we do this. And I think it'll help them. I'm only here to help. Honestly, I'm only here to help. If I become a hindrance, I'll tell the chairman, it's no good. I'm not helping you. That ain't never going to happen. You're going to have to get rid of me. And you'll have to push me, kick me, get me out the door, because I love this place. And I believe I'm going to make it very successful. Honestly. So bring this game on, bring the next ones on, and let's try and get on a roll. And I need the fans to listen to me. And would they want to play for me the way I'm talking? Am I making them believe in their club again? And I wouldn't do it if I didn't believe in it myself. So there we go.
Thank you very much.
How's that?
Perfect.
What you find, I picked up on one of the things you mentioned on TalkSport about being in a different league and finding things very different to the last time you were here. What, as a manager, how different is it for you to be managing now in League Two compared to 4 years ago, and how different is it compared to Championship and Premier League management?
I think the biggest difference is learning what the referees want me to do and how they want me to behave. I've already been booked once, and all I did was show him something that I thought he didn't see, and I wasn't showing the fans. Oh, you can't do that now. So I've had a bit of a lesson. I've rung them up and asked them what I could do. But the physicality in this league has gone off the chart, because they are not penalising any upper body contact. So you can be like the rugby players going down for a scrum on corners. And when I look at my team, there's probably Cab, who could have a right good wrestle up. Who else? Maybe Delaney, maybe Big Rye, you know. But our other ones, without doing them any harm, I'm just saying, are they really ready for that, you know? But that's allowed in this league, so we got to sort ourselves out. We got to find a way to make that work. Because that is, I can't believe what I've seen so far. Don't get me wrong, we were lucky not to give a penalty away because Will tugged somebody's shirt the other day. But up the other end, Powell was in, he was clean in, and the bloke wrestled him to the floor. Oh no, play on. For me, that was a blatant, and well, that is what we're asked to do in this level. Otherwise, you'd be giving free kicks left, right, and centre. So that's a fact, and that is different. But the way Pep has affected everything and everybody, that everybody's trying to do this now, the change of rule where you can get people into your own box and then start playing out from there, that's changed it massively. And it's finding the way that suits our lads to deal with this, you know. And what I feel refreshing is I have had no part in bringing any one of them, so they are all my family. And that's really unusual, because you feel judged on who you brought and how well they're doing. If they're not doing well, I don't feel that at all. My job is to try and help them be successful here, or replace them with someone that we've got here, or look outside. But my job is out on that grass, and it's in here, and I'm loving every minute of it.
So is it a bit of the dark arts that your team needs to learn? Particularly when it comes to these set pieces, you talk about physicality and stuff like that. Are you failing to block?
It's not that. I watched Morecambe lose to Port Vale in my lounge with a set piece. They had 5 or 6 blokes on the edge of the box. They're all milling around. Number 10 just floated in onto the goal. They won a header. They were all wrestling. It skidded off his head. He couldn't even see it. And it dropped right to number 10, who held the bloke off, pulled him to the ground and just volleyed it in. For me, that was a foul. They didn't give it. They didn't give it. And so they'll know they were gutted. They actually played out of their skin, honestly. But that's how it is. So we're not the only ones. They've got minus 17. We've got minus 7. And when you look at how many's come from that, are we big enough? Are we strong enough? You know? But that don't matter. It's what else, all the other bits and pieces. We've got to get much better without it as a team structure, without the ball. That is it. We've looked good without it sometimes. In fact, we look very good, but other times we've looked absolutely dreadful. So we've got to stop that, because that affects how you feel as a group. And I won't go into the details of which and what, but it's sometimes comes with the territory of that shape. A 5 can do that sometimes, if you're not used to it.
You're playing against a team that doesn't score a lot from open play either this weekend. I think they got 4 goals from open play this season.
I know.
So come back to set pieces again.
I know exactly it. If I could pick a team, I'd probably pick a team who haven't scored from a set piece for years. For our next game, I'd pick a team that are shorter than my lot. But I can't do that. I've got to try and beat whatever comes in front of us. And they're in the same horrible situation as we are. Their form hasn't been good enough. I believe they're improving. I believe we're improving. So this is a massive game. But at the end of it all, we'll either be exactly the same as we are right now because of a draw, we'll be much better off because we won, or we'll feel an awful lot worse. But deep down, we still got another 29 games to go and fight for, to improve and to work. So bring it on. I can't wait to see what we learn about each other from this game. And I can't wait to show them how I am with a game of so-called this importance, right? They will see what I'm trying to be, which is a leader. And that's all I can do. It's in that. I went to the cinema the other day. I don't know if you've ever seen Gladiator, the first one, and now they got Gladiator 2. And he wasn't quite as a leader like his dad was, but I loved it. Do you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you have to stand there and be counted when the going gets tough, and I can't wait. I think we'll be able to do it. I really do. So can't wait to see what they're going to be like. Because you go in that arena, it's for real, isn't it? I wouldn't have wanted to do that. I love the football arena because you haven't got a sword, you haven't got a rhino running at you, and you ain't got any of that going on. But really, I'm not saying it's not as important as that, because it is, you know, but you have to keep going no matter what. And we got an awful lot of work to do way after this game. Hopefully it'll feel a lot easier because we'll feel better about ourselves, but that ain't what it's about, really. It's about being consistent and keep going. That's where I am.
Thank you. Just for your time.
Thank you very much.